your job.
This video is brought to you by True Honor. GoDaddy.com. Enter code HUB749 for a discount off a domain name.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies.
Dustin Delatorre with FightHubTV.com with Alexander Gustafsson, a light heavyweight for UFC. You have UFC 133 coming up. You take on Matt Hamill. What are your thoughts on Matt as a fighter?
Matt is a good fighter. He's a experienced fighter. Been in the UFC for a long time, and it'll be a great test for me. A great step.
What have you been focusing on in your training? You know Matt's a great wrestler. Have you been focusing on your wrestling here at Alliance?
No, I'm focused on the whole game, MMA game. I have a game plan, and that's my main focus. And I'm training like boxing, Thai boxing, MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, everything here. So.
You had a few guys fall out of their fights on the main event and the co-main event, and word was that you were next in line to maybe co-main event the fight. What were your thoughts about that?
I take any fight the UFC gives me, so I just loves to fight, and I wouldn't be ready, so I fight whoever the UFC put in front of me. So.
You fought Bill Davis before, right?
Correct.
Your teammate.
Correct.
Is there any not any animosity, but any ribbing that goes around in the gym? I know you guys are training partners. Does he ever give you a hard time?
No, that's my brother now. So we're training good, and yeah, he gives me a hard time in practice. He's a tough guy. You know, I learn a lot from him, and yeah, we're good friends and good training partners.
You're from Sweden. You come out here to San Diego to train. Talk about that. Talk about being back home, and then you fly over here to the United States, to San Diego specifically, and you train. You let us know how that works out for you.
Yeah, I have my head coaches, Andreas Michael from Sweden and Eric Del Fiero here in San Diego. So, and what I do is I train full time back home, back with Andreas Michael, and he plans all my training, and you know I'm training full time. But when it comes closer to the fight, I travel back overseas to here to San Diego and train with Eric Del Fiero and do my last preparations here. It's a lot more sparring partners, and you know, it's good sparring here.
Obviously, you've trained in Europe and you've trained here in the United States. I don't want to say European MMA is behind American MMA, but what are the big differences besides the sparring partners? I mean, if you could take anything from the United States and take it to Europe, to Sweden specifically, what would you do to help out your MMA community out there in Sweden?
You know, everyone is so professional over here. It's like this is what they do full time. So I will say the MMA here in the US is a little bit like in front of the European MMA. So it's yeah. What can I say? It's I would say it's you're like a few steps in front of us all the time. So yeah.
Well, eventually, hopefully, European MMA will catch up and give.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Hopefully, you'll be leading the way.
Yeah, I hope so.
I want to thank you for taking the time to Fight Hub to do this interview. Do you want to thank any of your fans back home, maybe in your native language?
Yeah. No, I can thank on English. I can thank all my fans, my that supports me. Check my website, themall.com. I want to thank Eric Del Fiero, Team Alliance here to help me train and spar and have a good preparations.
Great. Good luck in UFC 133 against Matt Hamill.
Thanks very much.